Teens are going through so much these days. So what is the best way to communicate with them and make sure they're okay? Our next guest says the best things you can do is talk, but that can be easier said than done. This is Jamie Castillo. She is the founder and clinical director of Find Your Shine, and she has details on a new initiative called Talk Heals. So good to have you on Sonoran Living. Such an important topic. Start off with the rate of mental health issues that you are seeing among teens in Arizona.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we've seen a big increase in the rates of mental health struggles among teens in Arizona. And in particular, we've seen depression skyrocket 104% in Arizona over the past year. And so it's a big challenge right now.
Yes, and all of the parents who are watching and all of the guardians who are watching, you said it really starts with the language that we use when we speak to teens. What should we be saying?
Yeah, so I think there's several things. It's a little bit of a complex issue, but I think my first tip would be to make sure that your teen knows all of the ways in which they're already good enough. So it's normal for teens to have lots of expectations placed on them and demands, and I think while we are imparting those expectations on them, it's important to share with them the ways in which they actually don't need to do better or strive to work harder because they're already good enough.
Yeah, that's a great segue, because we say what should we be saying, but there's also things we should not be saying, because you said that could, kind of inject some shame that they feel, and that could lead to alcoholism, it could lead to drugs. So what should parents avoid? What kind of language should we avoid?
Yes, shame is incredibly insidious, and we definitely want to avoid that. I think the most simple tip that I have for that is to separate out character defects from behaviors, right? So rather than saying, you're a screw up, we might say, you really screwed up this time.
So don't put it on them. It's not something that they have done. Maybe the incident is bad, but they're not bad. That's a great example. And you say it's also important that we create a safe, healthy environment to have this dialogue, to have this conversation. What do you suggest? Should we do that in the home? Should it be away from the home? Should it be with a third party?
Yeah, whether it's a parent, a caregiver, a grandparent, a coach, the importance of teens reaching out and getting support from supportive adults and having those adults be equipped with ways to be supportive and ways to show up for those conversations and impart sort of loving kindness. It can really be anywhere.
Yeah, and Talk Heals, I know you have a team, who work with you, but finding that emotional support, finding the courage really to want to get support, how do we go about that? What if someone is watching and they just don't know how to pick up the phone or don't know how to start the dialogue?
Yeah, well, I think it starts with the support of adults in their lives. So reaching out and asking for help, and again, making sure those adults are equipped to manage those conversations effectively. And then, if there's formal support needed, we're here and we're available for that.
Yeah, and talk about some of the initiative Talk Heals. Talk about some of the resources that parents will find there and teens.
Yeah, so Talk Heals encourages teens to really reach out and to start the conversations. And again, with that comes a very big privilege for adults to be able to show up for their kids and the teens in their lives and really be available to them. So.
I love that word, privilege. That is good. I like that. Thank you, Jamie. We appreciate you. And if you would like more information or you know someone who needs help, please find all of the resources you need at talkheals.org.